508. How are you? So it's July 27th, and it's our last lecture. And behind the scenes, the person that does all the work, that has all the brains, is my wife, Julia.
Half the brains.
Yeah, and so she helps with the content, and as you noticed, she corresponds with you, communicates with you constantly. So I thought it would be appropriate that our last lecture for this very rapid summer semester is about gratitude. And I have lots of gratitude that I've been married to her for 33 years in August, which is right around the corner. Yeah, right around the corner. And yeah, so we met 37 years ago, 37 and a half years ago. So lots to be grateful for. And so we're going to be looking at the gerontological aspects of gratitude and the science of gratitude. We have been noticing the assignments coming in for the corporate marketing pamphlet, and you guys did an awesome job. And I was looking at Patrick's and Danella's and Tracy's, and you guys were really creative, and that was our goal, is to couple all your new knowledge with some creativity, and it's really cool what you guys did, for sure. In fact, go back over there, Julie, and I'll grab your cookbook, okay? Because I mean, you see in the corner right here, yeah, because Danelle is offering up some cooking classes, and a big part of healthy aging is eating more of your veggies, and so yeah, and being creative with vegetables, and that's a whole Walter Longo issue that you should talk to him about. But it's very true. It's being healthy in many ways, and we're going to talk about wellness today. Well, let's go ahead and jump into our last section. And alrighty, we're being a little slow with Blackboard here, so I think I need to double click. There we go. There it is. Yeah. It's chugging along. Okay, very cool. Thank you. Right. And again, I applaud you guys. You should feel so proud. Look at where you've come from with the biology of stress. You understand epigenetics. You looked at clinical depression. We looked at Alzheimer's disease and dementia. We talked about diabetes, and so you now are well equipped to connect the dots, getting into vascular disease and a lot of other diseases. So you guys have done really well. And then we've gone through this whole don't forget the immunological effects. You've gone through this whole aspect of wellness. Okay, wellness is sociality. Wellness is music. All right, which is super important in our lives. Exercise. We exercise daily together, don't we? We do. And this is a part of your wellness package, and I saw that in your corporate pamphlets. Meditation, okay? And there's lots of different ways to meditate. I meditate out in the water when I'm surfing in some ways. And then today's topic, which is happiness and gratitude. And I encourage you guys to go check out this too, because this is a whole section that we're probably going to develop later on, and that would be gut interactions, the highway, the kind of two-way highway between your brain and your gut, and how important that is in terms of your well-being, and Danella's cooking tips as well. Okay. All right. So we'll go right in here, and we're going to talk about happiness and gratitude. All right. And I'm going to be putting the video right in here. It does go in. We have a couple articles, short articles, and they're going to build upon each other. All right. All right, I'm going to do something real corny right now. All right.
I'm scared.
Okay, so like I said, I have lots to be grateful for. Every day being married to her is awesome. So I'm going to do a little presentation right now. We're going to start with this. What is this? Check this out, guys. All right, we're going to get out of the way here. All right, that was 33 years ago.
We were babies.
Always knew I would
so I'm having nothing but trouble getting this out right here, guys.
Yeah. On my mind, constantly in my arms, where you should be.
All right, that smile means it's her turn. We gotta look at it again. Okay, ready? Look at that smile. Oh, it's her turn. Wait a minute, one more time. My turn. Right? The month of life is again. We have so much to be grateful for. So what did I combine there, guys? I combined a little music in terms of my wellness, a lot of gratitude, and fun. I mean, and one of the best things about being married, right, is that you get to relive it. You know, you get to be nostalgic. You know, so work on your relationships, which was a whole different part, right? So you shed the assholes, that I, and you just make sure that the ones you have are really, really, really good, and you appreciate them, okay, on a daily basis. All right, so this is um, a very kind of fluffy science article written though by a couple of medical doctors and talking about gratitude. Okay, and so as I get into gratitude, they explain, you know, our traditional view of gratitude is somebody gives you a gift and you say thank you and you express that kind of temporary gratitude. And so what they really are pushing in this article is that it becomes just more of a total self thing where you're constantly thinking about things in life and being grateful for it. You know, so rather than ruminating on the bad, right, right, rather than with rumination, you know, comes anxiety and depression, and with that comes cortisol. It whittles away at your health. We have the immune suppression, right, where you have diabetes maybe, and you just change your life practice, and that's what this thing's all about. Okay, so it's not thank you for that gift. It's this overall sense of well-being. Okay, and so they discuss this in a couple different, you know, they really are hammering them on, you know, what it means. Okay, and they talk about developing a study. So maybe some of you guys will develop a study here later on. Okay, and they give you kind of a methods sheet, which you guys are experts in now because you've done your own research papers of how you would develop a study in gratitude. Okay, and and again, their goal is you know, enhancing the experience of gratitude in patients in the psychotherapy setting. Okay, so this is, you know, again, cognitive behavioral therapy. So the second a little bit of anxiety creeps in, a little rumination, then you gotta, you know, redirect your thought pattern, and that's what cognitive behavioral therapy is all about. You redirect it, and you think positively about the things that you have. Okay, all right. So again, this is a you know, an emotional state that they are encouraging everybody to do you know, continually throughout their lives. All right. So they go. I'm not going to read all this for you. So they go into just studies, empirical evidence that has been done. They do produce some conflicting data, but it's for the most part it's very, very positive. Here's the study guide then, or methods guide of the kind of questions you would ask and how you would rank it and score it, because you guys are all scientists now, and that's what this is all about. All right, and then they just do kind of sum it up in terms of uh, uh, looking at it scientifically. All right, so read that over. It's a very short paper. Then we go into the next thing right here. Okay, and this is you know, a great blog. Okay, so we're looking at 7 scientifically proven benefits of gratitude. So now we've explained how it is we want you to live your lives. Okay, and oh, and by the way, Julie had something she wanted to show you here. They talk about this as being a very key tool, a methodology for people to buy into to being grateful. And what she has here is a journal.
The gratitude journal.
Gratitude.
So, and I will confess, I bought the journal and I haven't written in it yet because of just being busy. But I am a huge believer in the effectiveness of gratitude, especially when dealing with anxiety and depression and stress. And you don't have to have a great life to be grateful. You can have bad things happening to you. And one of my own personal experiences was, and I'm sure John has shared this with you, when I was diagnosed with leukemia 7 years ago, it was a shock of, oh my gosh, you know, I'm 50, now I have leukemia, I don't know how long I'm going to live, et cetera. But what I found was that I had a massively increased gratitude for everyday things. I would walk outside and I would see the sky and just be overwhelmed with how beautiful a blue sky was, or I would see a butterfly and just think that's the most amazing creature in the world. And so you learn to really cherish moments and small things. And so you don't have to have a great life to be grateful. And you don't need to write it down in a book, although evidently research shows that helps.
Well, it just reminds you.
And so,
It's a cue that to remind you. You know what? Yeah, and that's the idea. We talked about meditation last time and how 12 minutes a day, do some form of meditation. And this is just a cue to every day bring gratitude into your
yeah,
life.
yeah. And you just think about, take a moment every day, throughout the day, something good happens. Maybe you're eating a cookie and it's a delicious cookie. Wow, I love this cookie. Or, your dog makes you laugh and you think, wow, that dog is so funny. And I also believe in the power of gratitude in relationships to build stronger relationships. And it's so important. Of course, we're all in quarantine, we're all living together, we're all driving each other nuts. But I try to remember when my son takes the trash out to say, thank you. That's so nice that you did that. Or, our son's been helping us weed in the yard. Thank you so much. That's a huge project. It's so great that you've been doing that. I know you've been working really hard on that.
And
So
with your children, I mean, you always have these expectations. I wish I did, but then you got to take a step back and say, you know what, we have two pretty good kids.
yeah,
So
yeah, for sure.
we have a
So
19-year-old and a 24-year-old. All right.
and they're awesome.
Yeah, they are.
And
Never really given us any trouble.
me being
which
the
is cool.
mom, I'm happy that all the chicks are in the nest right now.
They're two boys, so we have this like whole testosterone vibe.
But they're really sweet to me.
Yeah. It's all right. It's all good. Anyway,
Okay.
all right. So then we're looking at this. All right. So as Julie just mentioned, all right. So gratitude opens the door to more relationships. Okay. So you really need to circle yourself with really supportive, positive people. Okay. It improves your physical health. Okay. So there's studies showing this. So they're giving you lots and lots of studies. You can click on them right here. Okay. It'll take you to these studies if you're interested. It improves your psychological well-being. Okay. So it reduces anxiety, depression, and long term, it's being shown to reduce the likelihood of becoming demented. It enhances empathy, reduces aggression. Remember aggression? Okay. Remember the amygdala. Okay. Remember cortisol, all that. So this is all good stuff. You sleep better. And again, that's a whole different module. I'm sorry, we just didn't have time. Sleep studies are so amazing because we have these cortisol bursts right when we wake up from a good night's sleep. We also have regulation in other hormonal systems, your thyroid, your growth hormone, and when you are sleep deprived, then those hormonal endocrine systems don't work right, and then you feel crappy. So all really good. And then they talk about self-esteem and lastly your cognitive abilities, your mental health. Okay. Now let's go from here. So again, just real short readings, and you can use this in your discussion. We go to the last little reading part right here. Okay. This is from UC Davis. They have again, just like we had music medicine, and I illustrated that all across the country, medical centers now have music therapy programs to help people. It speeds up recovery and super important for mental health, and it's used in cancer and everything else. Okay, so gratitude is good medicine, and then and you can kind of read through this. We can look at everybody has their annual physical, and you look at your cholesterol levels, your HDL and the LDL, and there's studies showing that you're happy, your HDL gets better, and you're lousy, your LDL goes down. So it's, there's a direct connection between your mental processes and your overall physical health. And then it goes through everything. Again, you should guys all pat yourselves on the back. You look at the checklist right here we have. Okay, here is the gratitude diary that Julie just talked about. Okay, we talked about cortisol, and we see that it has a 20, in this study, 23% lower levels of cortisol. All right. What else did we talk about? We talked about psychoneuroimmunology, And we see that the biomarkers of inflammation are markedly reduced in people that have gratitude, and it helps protect with respect to your heart failure, congestive heart failure. Okay. Um, Again, some form of writing, they show it right here. It changes your dietary drives. Okay, if you're less likely to eat poorly if you are feeling good about yourself and you're grateful. Okay, it goes down and down. You look at all these things. How about this one? Lower your blood pressure right here. Boom. Okay. Um, less heart failure. Okay. Oxytocin's a good one, okay, because that increases dopamine and you feel great about yourself. On and on. For you guys that are diabetics, remember this, the hemoglobin A1C, okay, and this marker gets reduced in people that have gratitude. Awesome. Okay, so just more fuel to your fire. And again, looking at your corporate pamphlets, this is stuff that you can continue to add on to your practice, guys. These are ideologies that you can show your clients. All right, so then we have two really cool videos. This one right here, I particularly like. I'm gonna just let it get going here a little bit.
If I do my job
And
in the next
he's
few
the
minutes.
president of the American Enterprise Institute. Now, so I brought up their website. And why this is interesting to me is they are an economic policy website, really, really well known. And yet he, as the president, is talking about happiness, and gratitude. Okay, that's what this is all about. And happiness is not making lots of money and being crazy achiever in the workplace. He well rounds it in terms of the things we've been discussing about. And then we talk about meditation and certainly people that are monks, Buddhist monks. They live with meditation, and you gotta watch this Dalai Lama video. It's classic. And laughing is so important to reduce cortisol. Okay. All righty. This is just a real quickie reminder to kind of put it all in context of what you've done this semester. And then once again, you're going to have your quiz. Okay. You're going to have your discussion. And in the end, we just want you to put it all together in terms of your prompt and express how you're going to put this component of wellness, which is gratitude and happiness, into your training, okay, that you're going to give your clients, into your business that you developed, okay, best practices, and then think about, be introspective. How do you rank yourself, and how can you improve?
Yeah, and I do think gratitude and happiness are two sides of the same coin. So you practice gratitude, and that increases your happiness. And these are tools that are so helpful when things are going wrong. If everything's going right and you just got a big raise and you got a promotion, you got the job you've always wanted to, you're getting A's in all of your classes and everything's awesome, then it's easy to be grateful. But when things are going wrong, when you are dealing with grief, when you're dealing with loss, when you're dealing with financial insecurity, or just really hard issues, and we're definitely dealing with all of that in the world right now. Being able to find gratitude for the things that are going right. So let's say you're stuck on the freeway in horrible traffic and you're so mad that you're stuck in this traffic jam. You can take a minute and cognitively restructure your response to get away from that stress response and say, you know what? I'm grateful that I have a car. I'm grateful that I have somewhere that I'm going. Things are going to be okay. And it's not my whole day's ruined because of this traffic jam. It's, hey, this next 5 minutes is going to be unpleasant, but everything else about my day is going to be fine. So that's my thought.
Yeah, and a lot of you guys are starting out, and you're anxious, and don't worry, you'll get there. You'll get there someday. Jill and I started off real simple.
Yeah.
We were paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah, I'm proud of the fact that we are both first generation college graduates, right, and then both went on to graduate school and kind of built a life for ourselves. And so we're very grateful for that. And I think we get a lot of happiness out of seeing what we've been able to do. Right. And certainly for a lot of you being students right now and taking this really hard class in the summer in a compressed format and working through this really difficult material, I encourage you all to look at this and realize, what an amazing job you have
Yeah.
all done. And we're grateful for the students that we have that really inspire us. When I see how hard people are working and they're juggling school and family and taking care of parents sometimes and just keeping all those balls in the air, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, we're grateful for the opportunity that you chose us, this summer. It was awesome, so that we can, share everything that we have, so
Yeah.
awesome. All right, guys. So I guess that's it for now, and stay in touch, and hopefully we'll see you guys post isolation, post pandemic, and we'll be able to someday actually be able to sit down and interact with you. So
Yes.
until then, you guys have a great continuing of your summer, and we'll hopefully see you next semester.
All righty. Bye on.